let me get into these unboxings. Yvette Sojourner here. Yvette Sojourner here. Welcome. Listen, if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. How else is all this goodness going to be spread across the YouTubeverse and the interweb? This is a place and a space where luxury meets authenticity. Now, oh my goodness. Okay, where do I begin? Where do I even begin this? I was not planning on recording anything until I got to France because I was not intending on making any purchases prior to that point. Yes. In the what I'm wearing to France and the travel essential videos, I did many unboxings, but those I did not feel were actual purchases for 2024. Like, they were not major purchases, so I wasn't gonna do a video like that for those two items, especially seeing those are things that really are my everyday items. This though, listen, this is a major event right now. Let me just tell you that much. How's that sound? Okay, that's a good starter. We are actually 2 days away from flying to France. So our flight leaves in 2 days, okay? I want to put this in perspective for you. A couple days ago, I was wrapping up my workout, and I was actually preparing to like hop in a shower, and I happened to look at my phone, which is rare because normally I don't even mess with my phone until like I'm actually making myself breakfast. So I look at my phone and my essay had reached out to me. Listen to me. My Hermes essay reached out to me. When I saw that message, I was like, how did I not get an alert to let me know this? That happened. Okay, so listen, you know I like to talk. So I am going to talk. I'm going to try to keep it short, but I am going to talk you through what happened, okay? I have to tell the story. In the message, she says, good morning, following up on that Kelly 28. And I'm like, what is she talking about? What Kelly 28 is she speaking of? So I started to search my messages like, okay, did I miss something? What has happened? And sure enough, I checked. I did not receive this message. The last correspondence I've had with her was on the 2 Constances. Listen, let me do a plug here. If you are not following and watching my community page on YouTube, you need to get on it, because that is where all the most recent up-to-date things are being posted and dropped, FYI. So I actually did a poll on both of the Constances that was offered to me on the community page. I did not accept either one of them, but it was nice because I really want a Constance this year. It's just so happened one was in a yellowish tone, which really is not my jam. The second one was in a red, which I would have accepted, but the hardware was not palladium. It was more of a brassy tone. So I basically declined both of those. I was not expecting anything else. So on that morning, when she reached out and she said Kelly 28, I was like, what is this about? So I checked my messages, nothing was there. I immediately responded with, okay, listen, we only have a couple more days before we fly out, so I really have to see if I can rearrange my schedule, because our schedule was packed. It's been crazy. It's been crazy as we're preparing to fly out. So, we're trying to wrap up loose ends, make sure everything is good here, because 2 months in France is a very long time. At least for me it is. So we want to make sure all is well, and we're also preparing there. So communicating with Hubs' parents as far as what we need and so on and so forth. Okay. Now yes, I'm going to France for 2 months. It is our yearly thing. So this is going to become a regular thing for the channel. You will hear about it. I'm sorry about my hair getting in my face. Just got my hair trimmed, okay? So now I am ready to fly out. Back to this story. Listen, y'all do this to me. You know I love to talk to you. Oh, goodness. Okay. Let's get back on this story. So I respond with that, and she was like, oh my goodness, of course she did not remember that we were that close to the date. So I was like, you know, not a big deal. Let me see what I can do. I go and talk to my financial consultant / advisor, Hubs, and I'm like, okay, are we doing this? Is this happening? Because I'm more or less of the mindset of I'm just waiting till I get to France. It's like I said in the travel essentials video with the unboxing of the scarf that Hubs got me, like, no, I'm not making any purchases. I am holding out because I know what I want and I know how I want this to happen. I just know. And Hubs was like, go and get this bag. First off, let me say, it checked all the boxes. I always talk about my boxes because you know I love my list. If you are new here, okay, I am definitely a list person. I create a list of the things I want, and I make sure there are things that I really, really do want and that are going to grow with me, and yeah, that are going to be around for a long time, because I am not one to go out and go shopping and everything else on a regular. It's just not who I am. So it checks all the boxes as far as the color, the size, and the hardware, and it was on my wish list. It was on my wish list. Now, you know, if it was on my wish list, it makes me stop and pause. I have to think and consider. It wasn't at the top of my wish list. As I said, the top of my wish list, I have reserved for 2 Constances. It was at the bottom of my wish list, but it's still something that I wanted. So I sent her a message, of course, accepting the offer. And sure enough, the very next morning, I am up bright and early on the road to go to Hermes. Keep in mind, it is a drive for me, so it's 6 hours round trip to get there. I hop in my car, get my Starbucks and a cup of water, got my blueberries to snack on. I am on the road, okay? And I get there. I got there relatively early, right when they open, which is nice. That's why I like to leave early. And once I got there, you know, we did the usual. We went to a designated space and looked at the bag. So let me show you. Let me get into these unboxings. Because you know it takes me a while. I just like to talk to you all. This is what I appreciate, folks. I can talk to you about all these things, the craziness that's happening in my life. The first thing, let me show you some of the things I picked up. So I got one of these magazines, and this is nice because it's just, you know, it's one of their catalogs. I've never actually picked them up. I've seen them. So this one I plan on flipping through while I am traveling. Then I also picked up their furniture catalog. Listen. If you were ever wondering, you have your answer. Yes, I will be eventually picking up some pieces from this catalog, honey. Listen, I love Hermes's furniture. I love their furniture. Let me show you a couple items that have actually caught my eye as far as their furniture, because their furniture is definitely in my future. I could show you online, but I'm just going to show you here. These tables here are on my list. I love them because they are a table, but they are also a tray, which is my jam. I love being able to take pieces from one area to the other. I love trays. I am a tray person. Hub's mom knows it. So while I'm in France, she always goes to the market and picks me up these little trays. Some of them I bring back, others I've left there, but I love a nice tray. Just put my tea or my coffee on with the little snack, and I can just travel around. It's just perfect, especially around the house. Then there's this chair. So as I said, this is just a glance of some of the items that have caught my eye. I really do appreciate the idea of this chair. They actually have another chair that is very similar to the chair that I'm sitting on. And that's why I got this chair, because I wanted to see if I actually appreciated it. Oh my God. This desk is everything. I love this desk. I have one of the standing desks that, you know, raises and everything else, which I deeply appreciate, but this desk is everything. So those are two things that I picked up really quickly. Now it's time for the unboxings. I said inks. There's more than one thing. You know me. You know me. If I'm making a trip, honey, I'm gonna make it worth my while. I actually mentioned and discussed this piece, this specific piece, in the last Cartier unboxing of the love necklace that I did when my beloved Red Dog passed away. If you have not seen that, you should definitely check it out. I know it's very emotionally charging. For me it was, but especially. But it just helped me so much. I am happy. And this piece is another piece outside of the necklace, which is right here. The love necklace. This piece also is one that I really, really wanted to, you know, it just reminds me of him in so many ways. So I'm going to unbox this with you all. So let's get into this unboxing. Oh yeah. I'm so excited about this. And of course, I will put all the details below and in the description so you can find this if you are interested yourself in this piece. And here we are. Oh my goodness. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for it. It reminds me of, I don't know why, but it does. I've been waiting. I mean, it reminds me of red so much. And this is the piece that my essay first suggested I pick up when I was in search of something and let her know. So yes, it has a lot of weight. This is crystal. And this is actually by a company that Hermes had acquired in the past. It is a French company, of course. So yeah, I am excited to add this piece, and it will go, of course, on this table. Perfect. Look at that. Let's just move this really quick. There. That's where it would go. So it will always be next to me, and it is portable, so I can carry it anywhere I want as far as when I'm moving around the house. Now I have to figure out how to turn it on and and operate it. Let's quickly do that. It looks like there should be a cord in here. Aha. Yes, it is tucked away. And so there's a little notch here, and that is for the plug. The plug is interchangeable. Which I find to be very neat and beneficial, especially seeing, you know, I can have one here. I can have a few because I'm planning on getting another one for here, but then I could have a few also in France. And here we are. And I love the fact that it's portable, so I can carry it around any room that I may need it, especially at my desk. I've noticed that I tend not to use the overhead lights, so I prefer something smaller, and I have a lamp, but this is much better. Look at that. Look at that. Can you see how beautifully the design is? Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so I arranged some things so my light is there and ready to be used later. And as you can see, it's been there the entire time. I know you've been watching it. Yes, that goes to show this is all about the unboxing. Okay, so here we go. Let's get into this thing, shall we? So, let's get into it. Let me show you a couple other things that we picked up. So she gave Hubs this cute thing, and it's filled with I think this is the one. A travel size, because she knows that Hubs loves Hermes' scent. So she gave Hubs a travel size cologne, which is nice. Hubs already has the travel set as far as the Hermes cologne, but that is such a sweet gesture. And then she also gave me a little perfume as well. I have not tried Hermes' scent. I am a Chanel No. 5 girl, so I don't know. But okay, let's get into this unboxing. This is actually the rain jacket. I wanted to make sure that it was on top so I did not forget to pack this, because I want to leave it inside of there as I'm traveling. And here we are. Look at how beautiful. This is the Kelly Sellier in black box leather with palladium hardware. You see how smooth that leather is? So it reminds me, the corners, how sharp they are. See how sharp the corners are? There are two styles of Kelly. This is the Sellier. I will not try to even pronounce it, but that particular style, in the last stage of the bag being made, it's actually flipped inside out and then sewn. What that style reminds me of, if you look at the corners and the sides, this is very sharp. This is the Sellier. The other style though, it really does remind me of the Birkin. If you look at the corners of the Birkin and how they're kind of sewn and tucked in, and they're more rounded, the corners are more rounded than this. Let me see, do I have my Birkin in here? So I popped over to pick it up so you could see it. So the corners of the Birkin actually reminds me of the style of the other Kelly. It's how the corners are kind of like tucked in slightly, right? And more rounded. In comparison to the Kelly Sellier, they're very sharp. And as far as the leather, you can see immediately the difference in the leather, right? because this is more bubbled and has more texture, whereas the box leather is very smooth in texture. While we were in shop, I went ahead and removed the sticker from here. It always is hard for me to deal with when I get home. So I was like, let me just do that now and get it out the way. So let's go ahead and open this up. Let me also add the fact that I am not taking the Birkin with me or the Getta with me on this trip. I have decided and opted to just take the Kelly. I mean, a lot of things have changed. I did not anticipate picking up this bag. I just didn't. I'm not gonna lie. It was on my list, but I just was really focused on when I get to France and seeing what I found there. It is a completely different experience in France. The offering is different as far as bags as well as clothes. I know for ready to wear, I will be really looking when I get there, because I noticed last year while I was there that the items that were in the boutique there did not get here, meaning in the US where I am, until later. It was long after I arrived back here. So that's something to keep in mind if you're traveling to France. I always, at this point in stage, look really hard. It's just like the pouch. I know that pouch that I always talk about is there. It's not here. It never reached where I am. So I will be definitely on a hunt for very unique small leather goods, SOGs, ready to wear pieces, and of course bags. I'm really hoping that I can get a Constance while I'm there, but we shall see, we shall see. Let me put it together. And there we have it. I really cannot wait to break this one in though. Let me add, I have this Kelly, and this is a 32. I will do a video if you all would like. Let me know in the comments comparing the two. This one I did not get from Hermes. I got this one on a pre-loved market, and it is vintage. Let me say, this is one thing that I wanted to make sure that I got vintage, very similar to the Chanel flap. I wanted a Chanel quilted flap in vintage because there's just something about vintage pieces that I truly appreciate. So this is the 32, this is the 28. I am happy that I was able to snag this one, but I want to show you, this is worn very well over the years. I mean, look how lovely this looks. This piece I actually carried while I was in France last year when I was offered the Birkin. And yeah, you can see the handles. This has been loved so well, and I was just so fortunate to be able to take it with me to France last year. I will have to have the handle redid at some point, and I will do that while I'm in France in the near future. Not immediately. I mean, I don't carry gold as much. I love the palladium. So when my essay reached out and told me box leather Sellier, I already knew box leather Sellier would work for me. I knew that it would work for me. The style, this particular style Sellier, this box leather, I knew it would work because I already own one. I knew I wanted palladium hardware. You know, I love me some palladium hardware. The only thing that I was hesitant about was the size. I was very skeptical, but I was willing to try because I know the 32 was just, it's big. It's a bigger bag. And carrying it around France, it was, you know, it was interesting. It wasn't as heavy as the Birkin 30 though, when I carried it around, but you know, it's bigger and I can feel it. This actually comes with a strap, which to be honest with you, I have not even paid any attention to. So let's open this up because I highly doubt that, oh my God, I cannot wait to break this in. This is fighting me. Like, how do people do this? With the Birkin, it's so easy. I just tuck the flap. I'm fighting this. I'm like, come on, come on. And here is the lock. I will not be putting this on the back. I never do that. I will be tucking this away somewhere so that it is safe. I will, this is the rain jacket. I will put the rain jacket in the bag so that I don't have to worry about it. And the strap. And this is what sold me on picking this bag up now, is the fact that it comes with the strap, and I am happy about that. The Birkin I would have had to tote without the strap, so you know, I felt, yeah, it's worth it. So I'm going to put the strap on. Let me add the fact that my essay said as soon as she saw this bag, she thought of me because of the fact that I'm going to Monaco while I am in France this year. So yes, for our anniversary / honeymoon, Hubs and I will be doing mini vacays for our 2 months while we're in France. So we'll be spending a week in Paris in April, and then we will turn around and spend a week in Monaco in May. So that's very nice. Hubs surprised me with that. I know you are all well aware of it. Yes, it's a very pleasant surprise. He knows how much I love being by the water. Okay, so the strap does remind me of the vintage strap for sure. The only thing that's different is the clasp are different than the vintage one. Everything else, yeah, this is going to be lovely. I just have to figure out, is it supposed to look like this? I don't know. I have to look it up. I don't know what's supposed to happen. I know I have an option to carry it open, and I want to exercise that. I want to do that. I want to carry it open. So I think this is how it would look. So yeah, this is with me because by the time this video drops, I will already be there. This bag, this Kelly, is with me currently in France. Just, we're gonna live our best life over there, honey. We are. I'm going to do this. And of course, I am bringing you along. So you're gonna be able to see me in Paris for that week. And you're also gonna be able to experience Monte Carlo with me. And let me tell you, Hub said that I'm not really allowed to be recording, but here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wait for him to go to sleep because he sleeps a majority of the time. And then I'm going to record while he's sleeping. I'm gonna sneak away. So just know I'm doing this in stealth mode for all of you, okay? I love you all. I love you. So yes, this is my new addition. I am happy to share with you my first unboxing of 2024. And the fact that it is going with me is amazing. Let me add, when my essay mentioned thinking of me when she saw this particular bag and us going to Monte Carlo, she also mentioned Grace Kelly, of course, because the Kelly was actually named after Grace Kelly when she carried an Hermes Kelly to cover up her pregnancy bum, because she was, you know, with child. From the media, she used an Hermes Kelly bag. So at the time, they renamed it, and I will put the information somewhere. If nothing else, I highly suggest you look the story up. It is a beautiful story, just like with the Birkin and Jane Birkin. Like, if you don't know the history, you should definitely check it out because it's worth it. It's just worth the time to invest in learning the history of these bags, especially if you want to own one. It's just my opinion. But that is it. I am so excited I was able to share this with you. It took so much work driving down. I am so tired. Typically, the week prior to traveling, I do nothing. Let me be honest. It's like the month prior. But this week I had to get my hair trimmed. That was the only thing on my schedule. When I got the message, I was like, okay, this is happening. Not immediately, but I grew to accept it, because I was kind of like, why? I'm just gonna say no because it's the principle. I need to shop in France. But I was like, okay, you know, I'm rambling. Thank you so much for joining me and experiencing this with me. I am happy I was able to share this with you prior to my departure. As I said before, right now, as you are viewing this, I am in France. So comment, reach out, you know I will respond. If you have any questions, even if it's just to say yes. I mean, I've heard that the Kelly Sellier in box leather is not an easy bag to add or to pick up. I'm not sure personally, but I will say I am happy I am able to add a second Kelly Sellier in box leather to my collection, and the fact that it is with palladium hardware is just icing on a cake. I love this bag. I'm now tempted to add a mini Kelly to my list. I think smaller bags, but I love big to medium sized bags. I do, but I also love small bags. So we'll see what the future holds while I'm in France, and I am happy that you are all coming along with me. Listen, until next time, thank you for joining me.